Taking No Shorts. Coming right up.
We talking about practice. Not a game. We talking about practice.
Y'all gotta talk, we all gotta be quiet. You're talking to the Rolex wearing, diamond ring wearing, kid stealing, wheeling dealing, limousine riding.
I'm a man. I'm 40.
And now your host, Taking No Shorts podcast, Jay Grizzy.
Yeah, come on, let's keep it going. Yeah, keep it going for myself. If you're not rocking with me, let's do it that way. Thank you, everybody. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to Taking No Shorts podcast, episode 120. Snow Days. I'm your host, Jay Grizzy Green, a.k.a. Mr. Leave No Meat on the Bone.
Exactly.
Got a lot to get into in a short amount of time, or however much time you got for me on this Friday night, but have it lands on your eyes or on your social media. Thank you very much. Let everybody know where they can catch this podcast. I would like for everybody to just do me a quick favor. Give this a like. It's great. Give this a comment in the comment section. Get it read on the podcast is even greater. Greatest would be to share the podcast on your social media or tell a friend. And then I don't know what superlative comes after greatest, but I'm sure Whitney Houston sung it in The Greatest Love of All.
Exactly.
Give me a subscribe on YouTube. And that would be whatever she was feeling when she was singing that song, and I would feel the same way. So, subscribe on YouTube. That's youtube.com/@ Taking No Shorts Pod, TAKINNOSHORTSPOD. Y'all might be wondering what we gonna get into, what I'm gonna get into tonight. This is what is it? December the 12th. Yeah. Crazy. It always seems like every time I'm doing Taking No Shorts, whether it's with a guest or solo, I always start off by, this is crazy. But if you a sports fan, or if you're not even a sports fan, because I think the story's got legs that's bigger than college football, but now former University of Michigan football coach Sharon, I want to say Sharon Moore is his last name. I don't want to mess the brother's name up, but he got fired with cause because he had an inappropriate relationship with a staff member, which is against the rules at the University of Michigan. But there are different layers, of course, it's always the case in America, to this story that I wanted to go ahead and have a take on, and I ain't gonna take no shorts with it, you dig?
Exactly.
Also, saw something come down my timeline I wanted to get off my chest because I think it's a cross-generational conversation or banter that's going on. The algorithm is allowing, to my eyes, to see. And I think it's pushing a narrative that if we don't, as a culture, the hip-hop culture, the black community, don't have a conversation about it, it's one of those things that could seep in and again divide then more than bring us together. And that's the young guy Academics, who is a streamer, podcaster, and rapper Mano has a podcast. I saw it with Jim Jones. These are hip-hop artists, Fabulous and Mano, and I think I saw Dave East on that joint. And because those guys are closer to I'm probably closer to their age than they to me, but as a Gen X, and I'm gonna get to that too, because it's that conversation that's happening online, that dialogue that's looking real, it's not feeling real kosher to me. And so, being that I'm in that space, I think I'm gonna take and go ahead and put something out on that as well. Being that is the case, I heard, man, shout out to Nico. Nico know who she is. Man, Nico and I did a short film called My Last Run, I think back in 2023. Y'all could probably still catch it online. Shout out to 804E and the whole cast, Al, E, everybody. But Nico, one of them real ones, she got, I think she's got some social media out there as well. But she said something today, and I wasn't paying attention, but you know, you hear something, you be like, oh shit, this shit is real out here. Shit is real out here. So that generational type conversation from unks to the younger cats. I ain't gonna do YNs no more because you know that's I'm above that now. So get into that wealth gap, that wealth redistribution. There's a conversation that needs to be had because don't everybody want to get to the bag? But what if you got to the bag and somebody said, nah, you I'm coming for it. I need a piece of that. You know, so that's the conversation that I want to get into tonight. We got a lot of folks saying, yo, what up? What's going on, Terrence? Thank you for hitting me up. Let's say, I don't know, these guys might be, what do you call those things? Bots. So, yeah, they're bots. So I need somebody. This is not my first time streaming on YouTube, but if they got bots and stuff on it, you know, I need to figure out a way to make sure that they don't keep coming up so I don't deal with it. But either that or it's good that I got a lot of things, you know, on my IG. Then last but not least, I had put it up later on today as like a addendum to the episode about the cat that unalived healthcare executive in Manhattan, Luigi Mangione, I want to say. I don't know why I'm thinking Chuck Mangione, rest in peace, but I want to say they got the same last name. I'm gonna have to look it up so I don't mess up the guy's name. But you know, he's been. I mean, of course, he unalived someone, but they got this. You know, and I put it up like this: like free Mangione, free Luigi. You know, it's like. That's where I'm at with it. Like, free, am I? All right, that's all tonight here, episode 120 of Taking No Shorts podcast. Exactly. I'm your host, Jay Grizzly Grant, a.k.a. Mr. Lee, you know me on the bone. Like, share, subscribe anywhere where you find your favorite podcast. But also every Friday, you can catch me live streaming or episode on Facebook, YouTube, and Twitch, all at Taking No Shorts pod. Okay, so Sharon Moore took over as the football coach a couple years ago from Jim Harbaugh. That's the backstory. Young, African-American, black football coach in the Big Ten. It's one of the most prestigious jobs in college football. Took over. He is now the head coach, or the head, forgive the pun, but the head in charge. Or allegedly, he's the head in charge there at the University of Michigan. Well, he got into I can't even call it it's more than a kerfuffle, you know.
A bullshit?
Yeah, it's more than that. He got involved. He had a relationship, a side piece type deal because he was married with kids. So that's first thing. You know, we getting college football now is all of a sudden getting conscious about fidelity and a personal. Okay, all right, college football. All right. Now he somehow got caught, or it was discovered. The universe, there was probably whispers, and I'm assuming because I don't have all the stories, but there was whispers on campus. Probably they did an investigation, or somebody outed the relationship. They fired him. He got upset over the firing, and he probably allegedly went over there to have a talk. He went over there to do more than have a talk because he ended up getting arrested. But they say he's allegedly went to the person's house, the girl, the young lady that he was seeing in the inappropriate relationship, after they fired, now you got fired. All right. Here's what I will put on Coach Moore. First, you're married, and that the whole morality judgment thing is there. So for folks, if that's what they want to do, that's okay. Then you get fired because of it. So, like, decision, what is that called? Decision making, whatever. All of these bots in here. How do I get rid of? Y'all got to tell me how to get rid of bots in my stream on YouTube. I don't know how to do that. I think they're supposed to have like anyway, because now it's distracting me over here. I keep saying stuff, but I know it's like kind of real, but it's kind of not. But so you get fired after you get caught. Then you get mad and you want to go confront the person that caused you, or you caused yourself to get fired. The person that was you involved with, you're going to go see them, and then you're going to do some type of assault. I don't know what the state of Michigan charged them. I mean, what the exact charge is, but it was some type of assault because they held you overnight and probably still got you. Yo, it's just a bad night for you, Coach Moore. You made your bet. But that's not it. Here's the underlying conversation I want folks to chime in on. Do you think he should have lost his job because he was cheating on his wife? Do you think he should have lost his job? Let me see. Delete comment, put user in timeout, ban. I ain't got time for all that shit. That might be the same motherfucker. Yeah, it was. Excuse my language. But yeah, how do you ban, use, and delete comment? Oh, that's all I had to do. Just a different one. What they doing is they switching up the name of the title. All right, just to fuck up the stream, but it's all good. But do you think he should have lost his job because he had an extramarital affair? Because if that's the bar to be fired, now, is it because he had an affair with somebody on his staff? You got a job. You and the person that you're doing it with is both under whatever moral code y'all are bound by or doing something wrong. Let's just say that. You should lose your job over it. That's the lowest bar right there. When I'm swirling this in my head, like, but let's go to the next bar, a standard for Sharon Moore. Let's say you had an affair, but it wasn't somebody on your staff, and it came to light to your employer that you had an affair. Should you lose your job for that? Now he did it with somebody on his staff. It's one of those things where it was the meme where one guy's pointing at the same guy. I think it's a Spider-Man meme like that from like the early 2010s. It's like, hey, you're doing what I'm doing. We're doing the same thing. It's all a cesspool. College football coaches. I'm not saying all. I'm not painting every Division I college football coach with the same coat of paint, but should he have lost his job because it was with somebody on his staff? I think it was admin assistant or like the schools. Who is she? I should have looked that up, but what do I care? That matters. In his case, if I'm going to talk about her, who is she? What role did she have? I think I saw she was like the team assistant, like administrative assistant, like handling a lot of the team's admin. Yeah. Would do you think somebody should have got fired? If you were the boss and one of your employees had an affair, you know he or she is married, you find out that they're having something going on, affair in a personal life, in the office, in the corporation, in the football world, football team, for cause. I mean, yeah, I think you know, all depends. Because it's been some football coaches who've done that behavior. Probably, I think I could think of so many names now that I'm playing this out in my head live. You dig?
Exactly.
I could think of so many football coaches that probably did this and still kept their job on the college and pro level. That's just a hunch. But okay, brother got caught out there.
A bullshit?
And I feel bad because I saw Shannon Sharp jump online. I saw his reaction to this news. And because he's got a unique take, because he lost it all, or at least he lost a big chunk of it behind his behavior. And now this Sharon Moore lost a lot of stuff behind his behavior. So what is that telling us? Because Rick Pitino lost. I think it was either Kentucky or it was Louisville, because Louisville was running. But he lost his job, but he got another job. So he got another job at St. John's, of all places. So Sharon Moore, this is what I'll say. I'll let the folks in the comments and social media know, because I'm not going to jump on you. You feel bad enough, so who am I to pile on? I just wanted to have the conversation, because underneath all of that is a lot of other stuff that I'm taking a short on right now, because I think if I get it, this is not how I wanted episode 120 to go. I never wanted to do a podcast to be like, say something for shock clips, for like a 30-second clip, say something crazy off the wall just to get people to that's how it's built. That's how the algorithm is built. And I was just like, I ain't doing it for that. So that's just, I shouldn't have had a show called Taking No Shorts there. I mean, he got caught with the snow bunny. And somebody apparently didn't like it, because I'm sure that's been going on for a minute. And like I said earlier, he ain't the only one. He ain't the only coach. But for some reason, I think there's a little stank on this one. And it's going to eventually come out, more behind it. Always is. After the dust settles, more stuff comes out, Here's what I say. He's probably going to get another job. It might not be a head coaching job, but he'll get another job in coaching if he's a good coach. Lesson learned. You got right now, like Shannon Sharp said, man, in the beginning, that storm going to be rough. And you can't sit there and say,
I'm a man. I'm 40.
No, you don't matter. It does not matter. You got to pay this price, man, for your behavior. Speaking of paying a price for the people's behavior, I don't know how to segue into that one, but so I saw this clip. Let me do this. Let me set the clip up first, and let me see if I can let y'all see it. Hold on. I can let y'all see it. Video file. Oh, no, I don't want that. Share screen. So that's Mano. This is my YouTube, by the way. Y'all see what I'm subscribed to and all that. Glad it's not nothing crazy, you know. But I want y'all to see that I'm gonna react to this because I think this is Mano's initial response to something the academic said. But I'm just gonna speak. I didn't even need to know what academic said. I just looked at Mano's this clip here, and shout out to whoever put this clip up. I just pulled it up from somebody else's YouTube. But let me get this straight here, and we will go ahead and play it.
Great. Yo, academics, check this out. Academics, I know you're not talking. 100%. I know you're not talking. You got the audacity to be speaking on niggas and what niggas is wearing. You talking about what niggas is wearing? You talking about the proximity between what niggas is wearing and their age? Let me explain something to you. You're a journalist and this is your opinion. So let me give you my opinion on you. I feel like you built like a dyke. I feel like you built like no, listen, 100%. Listen, I feel, let me just say how I feel. I feel like you built like a wet bag of laundry. I feel like you're built. No, listen, I feel like you're built like a jar of relish. You understand? You can see, here's the thing. Like, this ain't no gangster talk. We ain't gonna do no gangster shit. But listen, what I'm saying, since you want to speak about, young niggas and old niggas, and when you do that, you indirectly causing division between young and old niggas. Ain't no difference between young and old niggas. It's only time. It's either you a lame or you not. It's either you with it or you not. It's either you understand or you don't. Period. Point blank. You understand? And when you speak about fashion and when you speak about what niggas is wearing today, let me just give you some game though. Tim's, Air Force Ones, Pelés, Avirexes, and all the things that you see people wear today. Those things was made hot in this generation here. Those are the things that was made hot in the 80s and the 90s, and we made popular. So like, leave niggas out of that. Like you giving it your opinion. And my opinion on you is I think you built like a fucking a woman with 4 kids. Like, what are we really talking about? No. Let me talk though, because this is the problem. Niggas been talking every day. We wake up, niggas is saying shit about us, and we ain't. Yeah. We take the high road every time, but we got to put things in perspective, right? You got a nigga that probably spent most of his early life afraid to really be and couldn't be in the in crowd, was insecure, couldn't take his pants off in front of women. You understand what I'm saying? So now 100%. Yeah, 100%. Yeah, ashamed, right? Because listen, you know part of being a senior citizen is that you still outside. And I know the hoes. Everybody know man don't know the hoes. So I know the hoes that these niggas be DMing and all, and I know what they say about these boys. They call that boy, you know what they call that boy? They call that boy chicken. Chicken for chicken nugget. Stop playing.
Talking about. We talking about.
Hey, Mano. That shit was funny. Chicken nugget. If you don't know, they don't know. And academics is calling dude teen. What is it called? Teen what? I forgot what he said all of a sudden. Somebody hit me in the comments and let me know what the fuck he said. It's a funny acronym he gave, but it doesn't matter. Mano made a great point. Excuse me. The point is that you causing division by saying YNs and unks. You are unk. Like, if you, all right, what is the, if you literally, and if you're literally not related, if I'm literally not your uncle, and you saying it with respect, and everybody know you could say a word or say a slang, at least in our community. You could say a phrase or slang. For instance, everything all right? Now, that could be taken a lot of different ways in our community. What's good? You all right? That could be taken. So when you say or YN to somebody, unless you know them well enough to be having that type of conversation with them, you might not want to be doing that. You might not want to be out here classifying people because you sound like a hater. And I'm talking about academics, dude. I think in academics come back to it, and I'm not gonna get into the back and forth banner because it's all for entertainment purposes, for real, you know. But he coming back saying he created this lane. Nobody's denying. I don't think anybody is denying that. He said you that dude. I mean, he pretty much just, to him, when he was to Mano, when he was coming up, that's how he sees somebody like you. You know? And to you, if that's how you see somebody like Mano, you have a right to say. You could call me, look at you, dressed like whatever. And that's okay. You know, in my eyes, that's just cracking, playing the dozens, giving words or whatever. But you being real disrespectful out here, young cat. And I don't think, like, I don't know, like, what do the younger generation want? That's what I want to know. What do y'all want? Because it wasn't too long ago as a black Gen Xer, you dig?
Exactly.
That, you know, we was y'all age, and I get a lot of Gen X stuff in my algorithm that say how tough we are, how we was raised, and how we were the first latchkey kids and all that. So yeah, we got a different perspective, and we want folks to respect that perspective. Just like you younger cats want us to respect the perspective. You want us to respect 6, 7. Okay, I do. And Thanksgiving when my young folks in my family was doing that, I'm like, yeah, good. Because just like somebody said, we was doing in the 2000s, the Bud Light commercial was with we used to do stupid stuff. So just because some folks say 6, 7 is like they don't get it and they poo-pooing on it, don't mean you got to get super defensive in your feelings because you probably haven't developed in it and lash back out. Like, toughen up a little bit. Snow days. Not everything is a dig. And if it is, nobody is intentionally, I don't think in this case, I don't even think nobody's trying to hurt. I mean, if you feel like you're getting hurt, your feelings valid. You know? But get a tougher skin. Like, and not to say that you have to get a tougher skin because we got tougher skin. One of the things I teach my sons that I've raised to be men was, short of, and I think all good parents, dads, especially when they raising boys to men, is don't nobody in the world don't give a F about you. No. This world is a cruel, cruel world. You might be lucky.
Exactly.
If you might be lucky if you're born into a very loving family. That's sad to say on earth, because it ain't just a Western thing. You could have been born in, Bangladesh where there's heavy flooding and during the rainy season, and or you could have been born somewhere where famine is happening. You could have been born anywhere. But this world is a cruel, cruel world. So it's meant to, I think as a human and as a parent, your job is to prepare children that's going to one day grow up and be adults for this world. Even with social media, your job is to not just give them a phone and sit them in a corner, because somebody gonna have to deal with them. And that's what I think this academics cat is. His folks sat him in a corner. He grew up on Barney. Then when he got to be social, he tried to get socialized. By the time it's time to socialize with real people who had real people talk to them about real life stuff, he felt like he was out of place and he got to fit in. I'm not reading this guy's MO or nothing like that. I'm just saying, like, there is, when these Gen Zs and everything, I want them to win. I think the younger generation is going to be our best hope as a planet, honestly, in my opinion.
Exactly.
But I also I'm not partial to just because of this, because I'm a Gen X and this is the way I was raised or the way I see the world. I'm not locked into that world, but there are some positives that came out of that we can impart to the young folks that they could use. Not the bad stuff. You give them the good stuff, and they just, I don't know, they don't want to accept it. We might have fucked up, at least as a country, as far as a society in America. We might have jacked the young folk up with this social media, with this violent culture, with this consumerism, with this me first attitude, this rugged individualism, this sexist. I remember, I got something in my ain't nothing fly in my mouth, so bit my lip, and it was trapped. I was licking them, so that's some real shit for you on the live. No, I remember early 90s, it might have been late 80s, early 90s, right? I was always paying attention to current events, politically inclined, civically inclined as a young kid. Still to this day, you see political stuff happen on my podcast conversations all the time. But I remember there was a time in America where you could go to the grocery store, the corner store, and they would have nudity, like Playboy and stuff, on the same rack as, they had your comic books or your wrestling magazines. I could get Spider-Man, Pro Wrestling Illustrated, but the cover, it was all covered up. You couldn't see it. It was plastic wrapped. It had fucking hermetically sealed type shit. So you would have to do something to open it, to see it, to Google it in public, if you will. How Dusty Rhodes say, where's the wrestler? Wrestling reference.
Exactly.
Got it. But that was there. And then there was this, I forgot the name of the case. I would look it up if I wanted to, but there was this court case that went all the way to the Supreme Court when it came to the obscenity laws. It might have been 2 Live Crew. No, I don't think it was 2 Live Crew. That was late 80s, early 90s, where they had to get the parental. That's something different. That was for music. But that's another part that I get into, being that now I'm super and a black Gen X. You dig?
Exactly.
But no, they took off the obscenity laws to where now all adult material, all pornography, the P or pornography, I guess I'm on a live. So, it was more readily available than at your newsstand through a hermetically sealed thing to minors or to younger folk, right? If you my age and you know, it was hard. It was incredibly hard to see nudity type stuff. If your folks was on a job, you might see Porky's or something in a movie. And I remember my folks used to say, "Cover your eyes," and you look through you cover your eyes like this. That's at 12 and 13 years old. Now at 12 and 13 years old, you get your device, right? And it's right there. And it's more graphic than my uncle looking ass. Not saying that I wish it was, but I'm just saying, like, it's just more. So that's the difference. Like they grew up in different times. So maybe perhaps, like I said in the clip, like they don't know. And like all we can do is say what we know and hope they catch on. Because that's about it. Everything else, we are fried. We are fried. Because with AI, there's a lot of young folks that's in my place where I make a lot of money at that that are coming into management at that are younger than me. And it's not an ageism thing because, I work well with all folks. I work well with others. But I could just tell, like, the communication skills are not the same. Like, it is just a generation gap. And it's not that I don't want to keep up. There's no hate. Trust me, guys. There is no hate. Again, I want y'all to win. All I'm picking out is not even the difference. I'm not trying to do the division thing. I'm just saying that there are some parts from the previous generation that you could learn a thing or two about. That is positive. All the bad shit boomers put on Gen Xers. Like, do we even claim that shit?
Exactly.
Like, we know. We don't stick kids in the back of a pickup truck. We don't lie to our kids for the most part. I don't know. That's just I'm speaking about me. I just try to, and there's some things that my folks and my folks' generation gave me, like work ethic and commitment to yourself and to your family. Like there's certain things that was a positive for me that I take, but there were also some things I was like, oh, that's some fuck shit.
Exactly.
And I ain't doing that to my kids. I think I'm, whoopings. I think I might have whooped my kids, and I know they go, you don't whoop your kids? Trust me. I raised 3 men. There were times where we would, and there's no comparing. And I'm getting back to academics and Mano because this is what Mano's saying. Like whatever academics is on, let it be for him. I hope he leads his, because he got a big following and a big audience, and I hope he's entertaining to them, and I hope but we all come on, like if honestly, he must have hit a nerve with Mano because a lot of times when a young cat say something to me, like I say, I just be like, unless it's something, and I know it could be, they could go 0 to 100 real quick. Them boys out here ain't playing. But I pay no attention because I'm just like, they don't know. And I hope they do one day. It's just not coming to them as quickly as it came to us. That's it. It's not coming to this younger generation as quick as it came to us. Like, we had to take a bus and a transfer just to get to school or walk. And especially if you're Black or African American, you had to walk in real bad, dangerous neighborhoods. You had to know people. You had to navigate stuff that no child or no young person should ever have to go through, of course. But because we've had that experience now, we can say to the younger folks, hey, this is how you should move in public. Always sit where you can see the dough. You dig? You know, some outlaw from Josie Wells shit. Cause I know when me and my fellas go hang out, you know, it's always somebody's eyes on that door. Now that's I don't know if that's a Black Gen X thing or what, but stop being reckless, man, with the disrespect, young cats. You know, show some respect. Here's what I'm figuring is gonna come when I clip this up and put it out, and people, you know, make me disable comments and stuff. It's because, well, y'all generation, y'all ain't show no respect, especially in the culture, in the hip hop culture, how wild y'all was. True, true, true. Some of them ain't lived though to come and say this shit right there. That's why. That usually all the disrespectful cats when we was young ain't around. They either locked up, they were that habitual line stepper. Shout out to a Dave.
Exactly.
But they don't want to conform. You know? And conformity has, you know, what is civilization? If you don't have a slither of it that's conforming to some type of civility, of course, it's coming from this guy. Speaking of civility, are we freeing Luigi Mangione? I'm looking up his last name now. Yeah, it's right. Because as soon as I type in LUI on Google, his shit came up too sweet. Evidence suppression. And so the case had already started. If you were lying under a rock, this guy back in December of 2004, so it's been a year, shot and killed, allegedly, is accused of killing Brian Thompson, the CEO of United Healthcare. Thompson was shot and killed in New York City on December 4th following a nationwide manhunt. Mangione was arrested in Altoona, Pennsylvania 5 days after the shooting. That's off of some quick look up. 27 years old, born in 1998. May 6th, Taurus. What that got to do with anything, I don't know. I just noticed. He's Taurus like me. Free Luigi? Here's what I think this Free Luigi thing. I don't think they're saying Free Luigi for unaliving somebody. I don't think his supporters are saying that. I think his supporters are saying Free Luigi because he is representing something that is festering within the country, in my opinion. Reaganomics, 40 years of Reaganomics. If you even put Clinton and Obama in there, that was trying to offset that, I will add, trying to give the system or the country or the politics or like warning signs, like, hey, we gotta get this thing back on track. Reagan era and the Bush era, the first Bush and the Reagan era brought crack, unemployment, crazy, recessions, bubbles, all kinds of crazy shit. Here come Clinton. Let me try to do something about it. Then come the first Bush of war, oil, more and more money getting into politics. Shit is getting more and more fucking rat infested. Obama come in and try to do something about it. Then boom, once Obama came in, you knew empire was about to strike back then. And then you get this guy. And now the shit is, but I wish I had that. Oh, yo, this is unbelievable. What was that song? Pressure. But this is, I think, a sign of this Mangione, Luigi situation, is a sign of you can't keep putting pressure on stuff. I'll give you an example. Being that I grew up poor and in the hood, you know, when you got the pressure of poverty on you, ain't no telling what people will do to try to get up out that situation. Now, that's on that level. All right? That's just on some cultural, societal, racial level that I'm talking about. Poverty, black, and poor. I mean, that's poverty and poorness and black. This guy is, Luigi is touching on something that has been festering within the country probably since the mid 70s. It just ain't had a movement to it. And if for it to get a movement, it got to be irritated. You ever have a scab that you never let heal? Like you put A&D ointment or mercurochrome or something on it, and before you let it heal all the way, you done took the Band-Aid off, and now it's itching. You got to keep going back and treating it. That's what the economic system has been doing in America, especially to the underclass or the non 1%, which is the 99%, or the 90%. That is what it's been doing to about 250 million Americans for the last 40 years, 50 years, 2 generations worth. What you think is going to happen? Common sense. If you keep paying people like you paying them, but letting these rich oligarchs make billions, put people in White Houses and set up more billions and crypto schemes, and that's a whole different world. But 300 million, 250 million people living under the same thing, just not that. What you think they're going to do? They going to lose their mind. I said in an episode, I used the French Revolution. I've seen cats openly say now on social media, on their platforms, like, these young folk, they ran up in the palace in France and got both Marie Antoinette and King Louis and off with their head.
Exactly.
Straight guillotine, Wu-Tang style. That was in the 1700s, so. And because of you'll have that type of storm in American society where you got young people who are disenchanted with the way things are. They can't buy a house because they priced out of that. The pay ain't good for the work that they do. I saw a young cat before I did the show tonight working at one of them stores. I don't even want to say the name of the store because they're everywhere. That they the greenback store is what I want to say. One of them greenback stores. And he looked like he was in his late 20s. And I thought back to when I was in my late 20s, what kind of job I was doing and what I was just like, yeah, ain't no reason why this young cat, this dude should be doing this. But he probably got to. Shout out to him.
Exactly.
He doing what he got to do to take care of him and his. I went to a department store because I like shopping physically in the store still, even though that's a whole nother thing. Shopping online, you got to buy the shit got to come to you, take a day, got to return it, got to get it. And I saw this lady, she looked like she could be my grandmother. And she was like, "Oh, you finished shopping? You doing your Christmas shopping?" I say, "This is it." Really, it wasn't even so Christmas shopping. She assumed it was, but I had to pick up something real quick. I ain't doing no Christmas shopping. I ain't even know. I ain't now because we supposed to be boycotting Christmas shopping, right? Shopping during the Christmas season. I know. I thought I was boycotting something, but I had to buy something because of it's a necessity. It's getting cold outside. When it's cold outside, got to get a coat. I said, no, this is no Christmas shopping, baby. It's cold. But she looked like she could have been my grandmother. And it was like late. And I put it, ran it through my head. It's like, yo, maybe she likes retail work. Maybe she likes people. She like meeting people. She spry, want to stay, active. That's good. That's fine. That's dandy. I didn't pry. I just said, something to say that if she was out here working to make a living for herself at, something to say. And then last example of middle age Gen Xer in the grocery store. Nobody's in the grocery store with a full cart no more. I can tell you that. It's unless you got them stamps, unless you got an EBT or you got some type of scam going. Ain't nobody in the grocery. I ain't seen nobody pull up in the grocery store with a full cart in a minute. Everybody got the little hand joint where you could probably put like 5 to 10 things in. I don't even get one. I just put it up in. But anyway, they rung them up and that person was struggling. And I was just like, oh, yeah, it's hard out here. Imagine that going on for the last 50 years, just bubbling up. And now they kids done seen everything. They, first of all, they growing up with all of this stuff at their fingertips, all this information, all this gratuitousness, all this violence, all this upheaval. They leaders are full of shit. They seeing all this and they like, yo, this shit got to stop. This can no. What if one of my sons, I don't want to have kids because I don't want to bring them into this shitty world. And I was like, well, damn, that what the world gonna look like, after I'm long and gone. That's a sad way to look at it. Like you don't want to share the light, you don't want to share love and light and life by bringing life into the world, because this world, so they didn't took what, what I told y'all earlier in the pod, like this world is a cruel, cruel world. And them young folk are saying, you got some of them are saying, you goddamn right, and we're gonna do something about it. And to be fair, they're gonna say we're gonna do something about it because y'all bitch asses ain't do nothing about it. And I can't be mad at them.
Talking about practice. Not a game.
That what they talking
about? Practice. Not a game.
Sure, okay. I can't be mad at them. Because that's how they see change gonna come. Like me, as a traditionalist, as a Gen X, as a Black Gen X, as Unc, however you want, I say change comes through, even though it's more difficult now because of the money. But go to the ballot box, organize, boycott. There's a way you can go about it. I might be outdated. I might be, because I might be right with them young cats. When they run up on somebody, I just gonna make sure that I'm running up right, correct. You dig?
Exactly.
I'm not gonna be court slipping and fuck around with y'all. But that what that Luigi Mangione did, and that's why they saying free Luigi. Because he represents their frustration. And it's gonna tell something if he walks. What movie is it? With a clown? It was just anarchy. It's this anarchist movie. I ain't got time to look it up. I'm gonna look it up. The Purge. Fatalism. I'm a glory. Fatalism is what it is. Purge out. Every civilization has had that revolution. And it's just only right. If it goes, the pendulum swings how it's been swinging the last 10, 15 years, as crazy as the country has gone. It's only just the law of averages and shit. Like you have a bounce back. You have some type of, response to that. they're gonna burn this whole motherfucker down. Just I'm an ally and don't burn my shit down. This wealth distribution. Here's the thing with the wealth distribution thing. Like, what do you do when you don't want? What I mean, I will always like. I'm putting this out here to the universe on social media and at Taking No Shorts podcast. I'm your host, Jay Grizzly Green. To folks who believe in wealth redistribution, not for services for the underclass, like not to give back to, but just because you not getting it, you got to get it from me. Like, I don't mind being taxed to pave my streets and, feed the hungry, school lunches, stuff like that. Like, I will pay all the taxes I want, then a free school, free tuition, free health care. Okay, all right. Where else we going? Because the billionaires now, this is what they think. And I'm not saying that I'm all the way there, but the billionaires, that 1% is saying they coming for this pie. Excuse me. And knowing, I don't know personally a billionaire, but if I was a billionaire, knowing that the country or 99% of the country is coming for, if I worked for it. Now, that's something different. If they robbed and stole for that shit, go get it.
Exactly.
Go get it. There's a way to me, there's a way to do that. But if you did it the right way, and I don't know if there's even a right way to be a quadrillion or a billionaire in America. Is there a right way? I don't know. Because usually long money comes, you to rob somebody, you to fuck somebody over. You had to do some devilish shit to get the money, to get the capital, to get that wealth. You done had to step over a lot of things, do a lot of things. So no, go get it, young folk. Don't be mad at me because I ain't do it when I had the chance to do it. I'm here supporting you now. God damn it. Getting a lot of curse words in tonight. But that's it for episode 120. I just had a lot of takes, man. I took some shorts on Sharon Moore only because I need something for a panel, or I have a guest here so we can go back and forth. Because if I was just to go off on the situation just for me saying it, I'm gonna come off looking some kind of way, and I need to be fair and let people, because I can be corrected, especially in real time. No bullshit. I could be corrected because
I'm a man.
That was Sharon Moore said. Sharon Moore. I hope he gets another job. All right. Where you can find Taking No Shorts Pod, anywhere where you can find your favorite podcast, but every Friday around this time, you can catch the live stream at the following streaming channels: YouTube, Facebook, and Twitch, all at Taking No Shorts Pod. Do me a favor, if you liked anything you heard tonight, or you like the handkerchief, shout out to Rob at Better Menswear. He always looking out for a brother. Give me a like, give me a thumbs up. Even better, if you have one of the 7 folks right now that's catching the stream, do a favor and share it on your social media with someone. Just say, hey, this guy's a dummy, or hey, this guy is a genius, or say something. I don't care, but share it with somebody. Word of mouth. You ain't even got to share it on social media. Just say, hey, have you seen that guy's podcast? Looking like how my homeboy Light Skin Apple say, I look like RuPaul. Exactly. I say RuPaul. Dude, what? Okay, all right. But yeah, give me a share. And then even one better, if you just want the alerts or when the clips come out or when the new episodes are coming out, subscribe to the channel. Stuff comes out all the time on YouTube. That's youtube.com at Taking No Shorts Pod. TikTok as well. I'm on there. Trying to get the TikTok up. I'm trying to figure out how that works because I'm late to it again. I'm unk and I'm okay with being unk. There's a lot to say about being unk, man. and aunties. The unks and aunties are the ones that gonna tell you something mom and dad not. Mom and dad might get you because they sheltered you or didn't do enough here. You know, mommy didn't love me, daddy didn't love me. But uncles and aunties, we are here for all of that for you young folks. I'm in your corner. I'm pulling for you. You know, you can't. It ain't much you can. I'm not going to start that whole conversation again. Anyway, guys, I appreciate it. I'll be on next week's. Got a good guest, a regular here. I'll wait to confirm that before, but got a couple more episodes for 2025 runs out. So I look forward to seeing you guys. Until then, bye bye.
We talking about practice. Not a game, not a game, not a game. We talking about practice.
Now I gotta talk, we all gotta be quiet. You're talking to the Rolex wearing, diamond ring wearing, gift stealing, wheeling dealing, limousine riding.
I'm a man. I'm 40.
And now your host, Taking No Shorts podcast, Jay Good.